Well, that's what I've been waiting on. That's what I've been waiting on. We have a high of 68 degrees today, and it is June 23rd, which is unheard of here in Western Maryland. I just got the bike hidden down in here off the access trail as far as I could, and I'm headed across this swamp to the other side of it, where I found a really heavy cruising trail this winter. I stuck a camera up, and a branch fell in front of it, sadly, and I'm not really worried about being in here this time of year because like I said, it's June 23rd. That is a cruising trail that I found on the other side of this bedding area in this swamp, and I don't plan on hunting it until the rut, so I'm not worried about being in here this time of year. I'm gonna go in here, move that branch out of the way of the camera, and actually hang a whole separate camera with fresh batteries, fresh SD card, so that I'm starting fresh right now instead of 2 months ago when I hung it. Alright guys, so basically what I have going here is I got this tree here behind me. It's a perfect shot right to all these cruising trails and to the trails on the edge of the swamp bedding behind me. Over this way, about another 60 yards or so, there's another really big swamp. So there's just this little 60-yard wide section of woods with all this heavy sign coming right through it, between bedding on both sides. So really I could hunt it on either wind. If I get up high enough in any of these trees, my scent will blow over top of these trails and into the next swamp, being that it's only 60 yards wide. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm gonna come in here and hunt it for the first time this year, and hopefully those bucks, same bucks from last year, are in here, even bigger than they were last year, and we can get a shot at one. Good morning, guys. Today's November 2nd. Still have like 40 minutes till legal shooting time, but I wanted to go ahead and do an opening interview now because I don't know what it's going to be like when daylight gets here. Over the past month or so, I've been watching a couple bucks in this area. They've been flirting with daylighting over the last like 10 days or so, and then yesterday it's like something went off in here, and all of a sudden there were 2 shooter bucks on camera in daylight in here. One buck that's a borderline shooter and a bunch of other small ones, all in the daylight, working this cruising trail that I found when I was scouting this past winter. Being that this cell camera went off like it did yesterday, that I have set right on this cruising trail, I'm assuming that there's a doe in here that's either in estrus or very close. These bucks just basically parallel the doe bedding and cross all the trails that the does use to get into the bedding, and they scent check those trails as they're crossing them, checking to see if any does are in estrus or close to being in estrus. I'm gonna hang tight here for these last 40 minutes. Enjoy the wood ducks and the barred owls calling. so that if these deer come back out through here this evening, and if a buck works through this pinch, I'll be on that downwind side.
But I'm so glad he gave me a second shot. I think I liver shot him. The second shot looked good. He's going down. He's gonna go down. Nope. Ah. There he goes, there he goes. That's what I've been waiting on. That's what I've been waiting on. Guys, I was set up 30 yards to my right over here this morning, and every buck that came by cruised this trail at like 25-30 yards. I let a nice 9-point go. He gave me a couple shot opportunities, like 30 yards, couple small gaps, but he was nothing like that buck right there. I can hear him over there rolling around. He was nothing like that buck right there, nothing like that buck, and that is why I let those deer go. If you want to kill one like that, you gotta let them small ones walk. That's a Maryland public land stud right there, baby. Midday, November 2nd. It is 12:42 in the afternoon. 12:42 in the afternoon. I gotta make some phone calls.
Alright guys, so you saw what just happened, and the buck ran right by the base of my tree after I shot him the second time, and I mean there's blood pretty much sprayed everywhere. It looks like good bright red lung blood too, so like I said, I think he went down over there. That's looking good. I'm still gonna give him a lot of time. I'm gonna get out of here, get back to the boat ramp, pick up Tyler and Dylan, and I think my dad's gonna come with them. So it should be a fun track job, hopefully a short one. I'm about to show you guys. I found he ran this way and I had to come this way out. I hit like a pile of blood and saw the trail going in. So I know, like, I got it marked.
We'll get to that pile of blood that explains the story.
So I was up in this little tiny tree right here this morning. We had a northwest wind blowing right back out toward the river. So it was a perfect setup for any bucks that were cruising through this little skinny pinch right here. But like I said earlier, I noticed that most of the bucks were cruising like 30 yards inside this tree line, just on the other side of this brush. And it had been a lot easier. I was looking all morning at this oak tree to get a shot at the trail that all those bucks were cruising. So midday, I moved over to that oak tree, and as I was setting up, you guys saw what happened. So we'll head over here, get on the blood, and hopefully we can get him. Around. He came running right through here, and then there's a pile of blood right here, and I can see the trail. He went right down this trail right here. And in there is where I heard him crashing while I was still up in the tree. So hopefully he's laying in there somewhere. Let's try to go ahead and knock an arrow, I guess, just in case.
I can't believe you were in that thin ass tree.
Huh?
I can't believe you were in that thin ass tree.
It's the only tree I could get in to shoot to that trail, dude. It's so thick in here.
I mean, I would have chose over there.
Wind wasn't blowing.
Well, yeah, the wind. If they would have cruised that trail this morning with the wind we had, it wouldn't have worked. But the wind switched midday, so I was able to move this way and cover both trails. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway. With the trail that he was on, even with the wind this morning, he'd have been fine. All right, you see that pile of blood there?
Why don't you stay behind me so I can
I am
film this?
a good deal here.
Good lung blood. Look at that.
That's real good blood, Duff.
Look at that. Bright red, chunky.
Couple bubbles in it. Come on.
Alright, I'm gonna unknot this because it's getting a little thick. I'm gonna be stabbing myself. Yes, sir. There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Let's go! Oh, hold on, Duff. Let me get the camera. He didn't even have the camera on and he was ducking.
Look at that, boys. Look at that, boys. Whew. Yeah, both shots weren't bad. That went up into his lungs for sure. That is a stud of a Maryland public land buck right there. Whew. He's got little stickers coming off his brow tines. Main frame 10. That is a stud.
You did it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Doesn't get any better than that. All right, guys. Well, we finally got him out of the pinch and across the swamp and back out onto the river, onto the boat. As you can see, it was a pretty thick area. I dove into there at like 5 o'clock this morning, beat the deer back in there to bed. I did that because, like I said, it's pretty thick in there. I was pretty noisy getting in, and I knew if I got in there anytime close to when those deer were heading back, I was just gonna ruin my whole day before it even got started. As you guys saw, I got in there and right at daybreak, the buck started moving through, does started coming back to bed, and then it kind of slowed down there for a couple hours. I got down to move my stand so that I could shoot to that logging road that was against the swamp on the other side that all those younger bucks were running earlier in the morning. After not seeing anything for like 3 or 4 hours, I got set up in that other tree right against that logging road, and as I was getting set up, I barely got the camera connected to the camera arm. I turned around and this guy was coming. I wasn't able to get it on video, but I had to pull my bow up the tree. My bow was still on the ground as he was coming. It was probably only like 40 or 50 yards away when I was pulling my bow up. I was pretty noisy with it. I wasn't really trying to be quiet. I was just trying to get it up as quick as I could because I knew he was coming. I really thought I was going to spook him on his way in, but he kept on coming. He had other things on his mind, and he hit that logging road and he was cruising right downwind of that doe bedding area and cruised right into my shooting lane. I'm more than happy with this buck, especially with it being out here on Maryland public land. This is not only my biggest bow kill, but my biggest buck I've ever killed with any weapon. And to come out here and do it on a piece of Maryland public land, it's just, can't even put it into words. I want to thank Dylan and Tyler for coming out and helping me get him out of the woods. I couldn't have done it without him. As you can see, I was struggling trying to get him out even with Tyler's help. So I appreciate you guys, and hopefully we can get back out here in the next week or so. We're all going to be off work a lot in the next week, and hopefully we can get back out in the woods and get a couple more on the ground. Until then, good luck to you guys. I appreciate you tuning in, and get out there and get on them because they're there.
appreciate it if you guys would hit the notification bell, hit like and subscribe, and stay tuned and keep tabs on what happens for the rest of the season. Like I said, we're going to be out in the coming weeks. Hopefully we can get some more bucks on the ground, and then here shortly in the next month we'll be out after the ducks. So we got a lot more coming this season for you guys. See you.